الله أكبر الله أكبر.
Kaaba. A fundamental tenet of practically all religions is pilgrimage to a holy place. The Kaaba, which translates as cube in Arabic, is a square structure that is tastefully covered in a silk and cotton veil. It is the most sacred shrine in Islam, and it is situated in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Islam mandates 5 times a day of prayer, and in 624 CE, Muslims began directing their prayers towards Mecca and the Kaaba rather than Jerusalem. This direction, known as the qibla in Arabic, is marked in all mosques and allow the pious to know where they should aim their prayers. The direction of prayer is established by the Quran, the holy book sent by God. Every Muslim aspires to make the Hajj, or yearly pilgrimage to the Kaaba, at least once in their lifetime. 2 of the 5 pillars of Islam, the core values of the religion, are the 5 daily prayers and the Hajj. Visitors to Mecca congregate around the Kaaba in the courtyard of the Masjid al-Haram. In order to touch and kiss the black stone, called Hajar al-Aswad, which is embedded in the eastern corner of the Kaaba, they next walk around the Kaaba, which is also known as Tawaf. Before Islam, the Kaaba served as the place of worship. Muslims hold that the Kaaba was built by Abraham, also known as Ibrahim according to Islamic history, and his son Ismail. According to legend, it was initially just a straightforward rectangular building without a roof. The pre-Islamic Kaaba was reconstructed by the Quraysh tribe, who controlled Mecca in roughly 608 CE, using alternating levels of stone and wood. To keep intruders and flood waters out of the Kaaba, a door was built above ground level. Muhammad, peace be upon him, was exiled from Mecca to Yathrib, which is today known as Medina, in 620 CE. The shrine became the center of Muslim prayer and pilgrimage after Muhammad, peace be upon him, returned to Mecca in 629 or 630 CE. The black stone and idols of pagan gods were both kept in the pre-Islamic Kaaba. Upon his triumphant return to Mecca, Muhammad, peace be upon him, purportedly cleansed the Kaaba of idols, restoring the sanctuary to Ibrahim's monotheism. In the year of his death, 632 CE, Muhammad, peace be upon him, undertook his last journey, establishing the customs of pilgrimage. The Kaaba has undergone numerous modifications over the years. The second Caliph reigned 634 to 44, enlarged the area around the Kaaba to accommodate the rising number of pilgrims. The colonnades encircling the open plaza where the Kaaba is located were constructed by the Caliph Uthman, reigned 644 to 56, who also included other significant monuments within the sanctuary. The Kaaba was burned down in 683 CE during the conflict between the Khalifa Abdul Malik and Ibn Zubayr, who ruled Mecca. The black stone allegedly split into 3 pieces, which Ibn Zubayr repaired with silver. Following Ibrahim's original measurements, he reconstructed the Kaaba in wood and stone. He also paved the area around the Kaaba. Abdul Malik rebuilt the portion of the structure that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is said to have planned after regaining control of Mecca. These alterations are only mentioned in later resources. Neither a study of the building nor an analysis of archaeological data can substantiate any of them. The mosque that encloses the Kaaba is said to have embellished with mosaics similar to those seen in the Dome of the Rock and the Great Mosque of Damascus during the reign of the Umayyad Caliph al-Walid. The Kaaba was covered with kiswa, a black cloth changed yearly during the Hajj by the 7th century. The mosque surrounding the Kaaba was repeatedly enlarged, and altered by the early Abbasi caliphs. Travel authors who visited the Kaaba in 1183, such Ibn Jubair, claimed that it was still in its 8th century Abbasi shape for a number of centuries. The Mamluks of Egypt ruled the Hijaz, the highlands in western Arabia, where Mecca is situated, from 1269 until 1517. The madrasa, religious school, was constructed by the mosque by Sultan Kitabe, who ruled from 1468 until 1496. The structure underwent extensive renovations during the reigns of Suleiman I and Selim II. Those two were Ottoman sultans. The Kaaba and the nearby mosque were completely reconstructed in 1631 after being destroyed by floods the year before. The current mosque is made out of sizable open area with colonnades on all 4 sides and 7 minarets, the most of any mosque in the entire globe. The Kaaba, along with the number of other sacred structures and monuments, is located in the middle of the enormous plaza. The Saudi Arabian government made the last significant changes in the 1950s to make room for the growing number of pilgrims doing the Hajj. The mosque now occupies over 40 acres. In contrast to practically every other holy building, the Kaaba is now a cubical structure. Its corners nearly line up with the cardinal directions, and it is 15 meters tall with 10.5 meters on each side. Since it was added in 1982, the Kaaba's door has been made entirely of solid gold. Today, Saudi Arabia produces the kiswa, a huge cloth that once traveled from Egypt with the Hajj caravan to cover the Kaaba. Before the invention of modern transportation, all pilgrims traveled to Mecca on the Hajj in a sizable caravan across the desert, leaving from Damascus, Cairo, or other significant cities in Arabia, Yemen, or Iraq. The Kaaba and the nearby mosque have undergone several renovations, which serves as a useful reminder of how frequently buildings, especially those that are considered sacrosanct, are updated once they are old or they have a shifting societal demands. Today, Mecca and Medina are only accessible to Muslims.